Little boom.
Shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Listen, I'm back again, and this time I got a very special guest with me today. But before we get into that, you guys already know the routine and the deal. This episode is brought to you by Bison. Floris knows this. Everybody that knows this, that races, listen, even track day, you don't want an off the rack suit. You want a full custom suit, right? Because an off the rack suit for 90% of people, they're not going to fit you 100% right. And if it don't fit you just right, it's not going to allow you to get that movement you need to really go fast on the bike, right? Or be as comfortable, which is everything. So go to bisontrack.com. You can custom make your suit. You can pick the colors, the styles, the patches, whatever name you want to put on your back of your hump, your butt, wherever you want it. You can get the water hump, everything. You can get the gloves, the chest protector, the undersuit. Listen, Bison's your one-stop shop, best people on the planet. So do yourself a favor, go to bisontrack.com and get started on that full custom suit. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to have my man, Floris Schippar from the Netherlands on the podcast today. Mate, what is up?
What's up, man?
Hey, I messed up that last name again, didn't I?
No, you're right this time.
Okay. All right. Yes, I nailed
Let's
it.
go.
That's what I said. Let's go. Good. Good start. It's an absolute good start. So listen, you're all the way from the Netherlands, man. It's an absolute honor to sit down and have you on this podcast.
Yeah, same for me, man. I've been looking forward to something like this.
Is this your first one?
Yeah, it's my first one ever.
Let's go. But listen, it's not going to be your last one because me and you're going to do many, many more together because I want to follow your whole career. And when you're 18 times world champ, right? I'd be like, dude, I was mates with Floris from the very get go. You know what I mean? Like all of that whole rise of the career, and support. So I get asked, but before we get into this, a lot of people want to know who my favorite riders are, right? And it's all my mates that race. Wherever you are in the world, it's all my friends that race. All you guys are my favorite riders. Um, so I just had to put that out there because I will get a message about it here shortly. But anyway, Floris, absolute honor, man. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. My wife and my son went to the swim pool today. We went yesterday, actually. I had a podcast with my good friend Donovan Foray. He's in South Africa. He's an
Yeah,
absolute legend racer himself. He don't race anymore, but he's got a TV show, and man, knows everything. He's like the goat when it comes to a bunch of information. So me and him get together, and we just love to talk all things racing. What's going on in
yeah,
MotoGP, World Superbike. KTM signing their new riders, the
yeah,
Beast,
yeah,
and just all that wonderful stuff. But listen, that's not why we're here. We're here about my mate Floris today, man. So listen, let's get into it, man. Let's take it from the very beginning, Floris. Like growing up as a child, did you always want to be on a motorcycle?
No, to be fair, I don't. I actually want always to be a professional footballer when I was younger. Um, I think that's literally every boy's dream when you're younger. Unless you start really young with riding on bikes. I started when I was 12 years old, so a bit later than, well, probably most of the guys, well, especially in my own country. Um, and yeah, it's actually because of my neighbor. So he had a motorcycle, and when I was younger and it was my birthday, he always let me sit on the tank of his bike, and we did like a little spin around the neighborhood. And that's I actually when fell in love with bikes. Um, And then a friend of my little brother asked us to go with him to a Ducati day here in Titiase. Um, so we went there, looked at all the bikes, like flabbergasted and things. Went into a VIP tower where you can like watch above the track, see a whole lot of things, which was great. And then there was an organization there where you can ride on mini motos on the pocket bikes, and that's actually where it started, to be fair. we were trying it and doing it for fun, and then I think after we rode on the mini motos, I told my dad that I wanted to do it again, and yeah, that's where it started. I did mini motos for 1.5 years. Um, Stepped up to the little or to the bigger bike to an NSF 100. Did that for 1 year. Did one with European race on that. Back in my own country here in the Netherlands. Then I stepped up to the heavy bikes. Did 2 years on a 125 on the Yamaha on a four-stroke. And then in 2022, I went to the big tracks. We bought a stock R3 to do the R3 Cup in Germany in the IDM. We did that for a year, which was actually one of my best years in my whole career. Fought for the podium half the season. Enjoyed it a lot being with my best friends. And then unfortunately they stopped it. So we had to choose a different path. We wanted to step up to IDM and then Super Sport 300, but we didn't see like a future in that. So we stepped up to BSB last year. Did junior super sport with my own team with my dad on the R3. Um, and this year I signed my first contract with Rocket Rookies, and I'm riding super teens now on the new ZX4RR.
Man, absolutely love it. What a journey, right? And it's not been a long journey to be able I mean, look where you're at now, right? It's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing. Floris, you're a legend. Absolute legend, mate, for real. So, listen, I want to start off. You're right. You got Assen, one of the most
Yeah.
amazing racetracks in the world, right? It's absolutely Assen is just yeah. So listen, I want to talk a little bit about the IDM championship in Germany. I remember Michael Schumacher that actually raced in the IDM?
Uh, I don't even know. To be fair, yeah, I think he did like a wild card or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's I've heard a lot about the IDM, never actually physically watched any of it.
Yeah,
It's not something that's televised, right? You got to catch it on YouTube.
yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a great
well,
championship, though.
yeah,
There's been a lot of riders, a lot of talent from around the world race there in the IDM. So it's
yeah,
absolutely so. Let me ask you this: IDM German from BSB, right? The Netherlands to Germany to BSB, man. That's quite of a journey. What
yeah.
um what are the big differences between the three?
Mm, I think the level of riding is the biggest, and tracks. So in my own country, so I used to ride on car tracks, and they were really small. Throughout the Netherlands, different places. And then you step up to the bigger tracks, like full like racing tracks. And well, we traveled around Europe, went to Czech Republic, Germany, Austria to Red Bull Ring, back here in the Netherlands, in TTS, went testing in Spain for the first time. So it was a big journey, and then yeah, of course you go to the UK then, or what we did, um, and then you stay pretty much in the UK, drive around there, go around the whole country. Got one race in Scotland, and that's pretty much it. And the tracks are also completely different. It's small, sketchy. The tarmac is shit. It's it's just a big difference, and it's really funny. But you learn so much from it.
Yeah, and
So yeah, that's really it.
have you been to Cadwell Park?
No, not yet. I really
Oh
want to go there. I
man,
would like to try the jump.
bro, that is absolutely my favorite track in the whole world. I remember the first time I seen it, I was like, "Holy shit, you got to be kidding me!" And people are probably tired of hearing me talk about Cadwell Park, but guess what? You got to go and see it in real life. I'm telling
Yeah,
you right now. Watching them on TV again, Floris, you're like, "Holy shit!" But when
yeah,
you but when you see it in real life, and Josh Brooks and Ryan Vickers, dude, they're just straight launching it. And you're like,
Yeah.
my mind was absolutely blown. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
the best poetry in motion, right? Besides, the most beautiful one is the TT.
It is. Yeah,
That's
the
the
best track.
best.
Yeah,
It's
best track ever. I
absolutely.
love.
So, let me ask you this, Flores. Which has been your favorite track you've been to between all three IDM,
Um,
and USB?
Probably Slice. It's well, it's not really a race track. It's on an open road, but it's not also really a road race. Like it, they made it safe for us to race on, but it's still on the open roads, and you race between trees and things. And to be fair, that was for me one of the best tracks I've ever ridden on.
I love it, man. So, what I'm getting and gathering, dude, we're going to the TT sometime in the future, right? Or the
Yeah,
Northwest.
I hope so. Yeah, that's my goal. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. So, do you play a lot of TT video games to learn the track to get to learn it, or
yeah.
watch a lot of YouTube or the old races?
Well, I've been watching the onboard from last CT from David Todd, and then you actually see how fast it goes, and it's actually pretty mental. Like when I was watching it, I thought it was faster than the video actually was, and it got moved forward, but it wasn't. And yeah, then you realize actually how incredible fast they're going when they're doing like more than 130 miles an hour
It's
through corners and
ridiculous.
things. It's actually mental.
Absolutely, and Davy Todd's an absolute legend, right?
Yeah, yes,
And I'm so happy that he got two race wins at the TT this year. So big congrats.
yeah,
Um, he anybody that races open roads are absolute legends. And anybody race short circuits legends, but there's a different type of legend when you do an open road race
yeah.
versus short circuit road race, right? So listen, man, let's talk about when you started on mini moto in the Netherlands, right? After you got reached, I guess, a certain level there in the Netherlands, where like, if I need to progress, I need to be out of here,
Yeah,
and that's why you guys chose Germany, right? So
yeah.
was there a big difference racing in the Netherlands versus the IDM, the way it's
Um,
set up?
yeah, yeah. It's a bit more well. To be fair, it was the same. Well, almost the same as the thing I did on the 125. So it was also a Blue Crew Cup, but on the 125s on a four-stroke. And then you just get set up in tents, and everyone is underneath the tents with their bike. Um, and that's also what we had in the R3 Cup in the RDM. I don't know if you know how it looks at the European Championship in road superbikes on the R3 Cup. They all set up like in a circle or in a square in the tents, and everyone is in there, and that's how it used to look like when we were riding too. Um, but yeah, it's all a bit more professional, and you can't really joke around and anything because yeah, people are watching, teams are watching, maybe future sponsors are watching. So you always need to show the good self of yours, and then that's actually what you need to prove them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's and I say this, man, it's good to whatever time you're having at the track, right? Hopefully it's the best time ever, because if you're not having
Yeah,
fun, you're not going fast, right? But dude, this is racing, Florist, and you know it just like everybody else. There's days where nothing's going, everything's shit. And you're
yeah,
like, man, I can't get my head around it, but you still got to put on that front, that smile, still be happy,
yeah.
still, yeah, you're right. It's very, very important in our sport to do that, man. And you are absolutely correct. Adam Brown, what is up, Adam? He says, let's go.
What's up, Adam?
That's awesome. So you and Adam race together?
No, he's one of my best friends.
Oh,
Um, he races also in the same team as me, but he's a super sport rider.
nice. Right on. Well, hello, Adam. Appreciate you joining the podcast, man. If you have anything you would like to ask Floris, ask away, right? Yeah, that's awesome. So, let me ask you this: how did you and Adam meet?
Um, so he raced junior supersport last year. So we were in the same class, and then um, I was hanging around a lot with Jack Roach and Jacob Hatch. They were also riding for the team I'm riding now for, but last year in the Stock Six, and I got really good friends with them. And I started meeting new people from the team itself, and that's actually how I met Adam. And then, well, we just got really good mates throughout the season.
I love it, and so I assume you know my mate Harry Cook.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah,
also one of my best
yeah,
friends. Yeah,
yeah. That's my
been hanging
dude, man.
around with him a lot.
Harry's awesome, man. They're all you guys are awesome, absolutely. And then listen, man, we got some common people coming in. We got Brody. I don't want to mess up the last name. I listen. I'm bad at last names. I'm Brody. Thank you so much. He says Floris with the fire emojis, and then
Yeah, bro is my teammate, and Chloe too.
yeah, Chloe Jones, an absolute legend. Yeah, and look, man, I get all my mates are coming up on this one. What is going? Lennox, Floris the boy, and then my mate Jake Marsh, baby. What
Yeah,
is up?
buddy.
You guys know the deal. The RD Racing, my man Jake right here, dude, bro. This is awesome, man. So, IDM though, what was your favorite track racing over there in Germany?
It would be either Most or Slice, one of the two.
Oh, that's right.
And
You said Slice. Yeah.
yeah, and then you got Most too, where World Superbikes was also riding on. One of the best tracks I've ever ridden on, to be fair. Um, but we also did Rebel Ring, which also was a really nice experience. We were one of the first guys who riding on the new layout with the chicane in it instead of the really long straight, and it was a really good experience.
Oh yeah, I bet. And that's the one where and that's all because who was it? It was Zarko and Franco
Morbidelli,
Morbidelli. Yeah, that got
yeah,
in that bad crash and almost took
yeah.
out Valentino Rossi and yeah, Vinales, which was crazy. That was absolute mental. But dude, listen, I love the Red Bull Ring on Ride Five. I murder it at the Red Bull. At least in my mind, I murder it at the Red Bull Ring. I'm probably slow as shit if I played any of you guys,
So,
but I like the way the flow is of the track. Right, the Red
yeah,
Bull
it's really
Ring.
flowy. Yeah,
It now to me, Flores, it's like, and again, you go to any racetrack, you see it in real life. It's either shorter or wider than what you notice it on TV. Is Red Bull Ring looks like it's an absolute wide track? Is it a big
oh,
track?
it's so wide. Um, and even when we came there for the first time, when we did a track walk, we got blinded by the light of the tarmac because it's so bright. The like normally the tarmac is pretty dark itself, but this tarmac from the Red Bull Ring is like really really gray, like light gray. Like it was absolutely oh, you got blinded by it. Like it was really bad. And even while riding, even with a tinted visor and you were riding, the only thing you saw, you just got distracted by the tarmac itself because it's so bright.
The
Yeah, and that was
glare.
it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
Lennox says get Flores back to MX.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some again soon when I'm over in July.
So, are you a big MX rider?
No, not really. No, I used to. So I did one or two times, I think. Done more supermoto, also off road. But yeah, I want to get into MX too because it's a good training. Um, so I'm actually gonna do some motocrossing with my boy Adam when I'm over, and then he's gonna teach me some things.
I love it, man. I love it. And did none of y'all ride flat track? You should ride flat track.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I know, but it's I don't know. No, I think no one really does flat track in my circle. To be fair,
Um,
I
Uh,
actually you got this flat
Pete
track.
Boast, Pete Boast. He has a school out there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yeah. Dude,
I want
listen,
to try this flat track in Spain where Marquez and everything is riding on. That looks sick.
Dude, that looks so dude, to me, like when I watch those flat track guys, Floris, I'm like, holy shit, because they're doing warp
Yeah,
nine speed with no front brakes, just handlebar this close to the ground, just getting it. And I'm
yeah, I
like,
know.
bro, that is amazing, right? And it's great training too, because you learn how to control the
Yeah,
bike when it's
sliding and
completely
shit. Yeah,
sliding front and rear and the whole nine. Motocross is a lot of fun. I just feel like every time I get on a motocross bike and I got there, I absolutely leave with an injury. Um, that's just me personally. Yeah, that's how I ended up needing two wrist surgeries was my motocross bike. So, but listen, they're it's all fun. Motocross is honestly one of the best ways you could train. I think that listen, it's to stay bike fit, you need to ride, right? So no matter what it
yeah.
is, motocross, supermoto, Honda Groms, you're racing with a bunch of mates, CRF 100s, it don't matter, right? It's
No, it
that's
doesn't.
yeah. So it's bike fit. You need to
Yeah.
stay bike fit. It don't matter. So, what's your favorite way of training? How do you train now?
Well, in the winter I train more like a bodybuilder. To be fair, the more weighted training, try to get my try to get a bit heavier, and leaner in the winter, and then well now I just let it loose, and I'm only doing cardio training. To be fair, because yeah, that's the most important thing for racing to stay fit. Um, you can use weights or whatever, but yeah, just makes my arms feel worse while I'm riding, so I let it loose now and just do running or cycling. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, a lot of you guys cycle all the time, which is great. I think it's good training. I think everybody would be a lot happier if they cycled every day, right?
Yeah.
It's a good mental thing. I had a bike, but somebody stole it, and I just ain't bought another one. It's been years ago. I've been pissed off about it still to this day. Yeah, because it was an expensive bike, man. It was like a $3,000 bike, and somebody straight ganked that bitch. And I was mad as hell.
uh,
Yeah,
no, so I used to have two bicycles, and I crashed with one, and I broke the whole front off. So
and you're
it's
like,
split in half because I crashed, and I was so sad about it because it was my dad's bike, from when he was younger, and I used to cycle on that, and then I crashed it and broke it off. And now I'm just on my own on the one I used to use. I'm
yeah.
doing cycling and now.
To me, it like I always I when I did a shit ton of track days all the time. I don't do nowhere near as many as I used to. Really want to start doing it again more often. To me, man, I really had to work on my midsection and my legs. My legs would get tired as fuck. My stomach would get tired as shit. I'm like, God damn, I'm out of shape, right? The arms always pretty good on my arms being loose and light grip
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But even then, I had to think about, especially the more tired I got, then I really had to concentrate
yeah,
even more, even more. But yeah, cycling, running, man, I got bad knees, and running just murders my knees. Like I'm okay once I start doing it, but when I get done, it's
yeah. I
over.
have the
Like,
same.
bro, it just destroys my knees. I like to do like a stationary or something if I did that right.
Yeah.
But I like to do ice baths, man. Do you like the ice bath?
Oh, the ice bath. No, I don't really do that. To be
He
fair,
said,
I skip that. I just take a warm shower after a training. It's better for your muscles. To be fair.
it's good to alternate
Yeah.
the
So
cold and the hot. But yeah, it is. You're right.
yeah, I can. I sometimes I'll just take a cold shower, but no, I'll skip this ice bath. I can't be arsed doing that. I don't even want to do. I don't even want to try it.
Oh man, I love it, dude. It's look, Floris, it's like anything, bro. It's all mental.
Yeah, mental. Yeah.
Dude, it's all mental. And you know this more than anybody because you're a legend road racer, man. Super fast, right? So your mental game's got to be absolutely on point,
Yeah.
man, for real. So listen, we're getting a little off subject with all this stuff, but leaving the IDM Germany, right? Like, what
Yeah.
made you decide to come to the UK and race there?
Oh, I think you have more routes to go in BSB itself. So last year you had Junior Super Sport, and then if you do well in there, you could step up to Stock 6. And that was actually our plan today. But then they threw it out of the championship, Junior Super Sport and Stock 600. Now we have the Super Teams, which is on this new ZX4R, and we've got the sport bikes, which are all twin bikes. So it's just a way of growing in the championship itself because you can stay in BSB for so long and still make it out of there and ride World Supersport or anything like that. You just learn so much from it because the BSB is such a high level. If I compare it to IDM or the championships here back in Holland, um, yeah, and that's why we chose to go to BSB because there you can just grow more in the championship itself than you can do in IDM because there you can't really go anywhere because if you want to go to Super Sport 600 in IDM, you'll pay a shit ton of money, which isn't even needed. And it's just got too expensive in the IDM, and that's why we chose to go to PSV.
Yeah, so I don't really know a whole lot about the IDM championship, but I know a shit ton about PSB because it's my favorite, right? Everybody knows that. But let me ask you this, Floris, is BSB, man, I love it too because all the racetracks are pretty much close 8 hours, right? You
Yeah,
can be anywhere and get to anywhere in about 8 hours, right? Depending on where you are.
yeah.
Is the IDM championship in Germany kind of the same way, or is it more spread out?
No, IDM is way more spread out because now I just go on the ferry to the UK, and we have like most of the tracks are just between 2 hours and 4 hours away, and that's it. And when we were in IDM, we had to leave on Tuesday and had to stop once to sleep on a different place and then travel the next day again because those were like between 7 and 14 or 15-hour drives because it was so spread out. Because the closest track to us was TTASO, which is 3.5 hours away.
Yeah.
But if we wanted to go to Oschersleben or something like that to the first test, that was like 7 hours away. So yeah, for I think I find this better just chilling on the ferry for a couple of hours and then you just drive between 2 and 4 hours to every track in the VSP. The only one that's farthest away is Knockhill. That's like was for us a 9 hour drive for when we got off the ferry, but that's pretty much it. That's only one time.
Lucky, because over here in America, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, like for an example, like at Virginia International Raceway, unfortunately, Moto America don't race there no more. But it's only like an hour and 20 minutes for me, so that's perfect, right? But let's
Yeah,
say I want to go to Daytona, it's about an 11-hour drive. Road Atlanta, which is in Georgia, it's 2 states over. It's a 6-hour drive. Jersey is a 6-hour drive. Mid Ohio is about a 6.5 hour drive, 6-hour drive. And then when I went to Wisconsin, it was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It was like a 14-hour drive, right? And that's like mid United States. If I wanted to drive to, let's say, California, it's a 2.5, 3 day drive.
yeah, it's shit. But
That's shit. Exactly. That's shit, right? But
yeah,
this is where also that I think a lot of people go to BSB because exactly what you said, everything's within 2 or 4 hours away. Therefore, the cost is way down
yeah,
compared to everywhere else as far as traveling and hotels and whether you sleep in a camper or not. It's still, dude, 3 days driving. That's a lot of gas,
yeah.
especially if you're pulling a big ass camper and you get 5 or 6 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. The petrol just got too expensive. So traveling with a camper or a van is just too expensive now.
Sorry, I muted my microphone to cough. I'm still trying to get over this cold or this sickness. It's been beating me up, man. But I will get through it. Um, yeah, so BSB, man, it's a smart move. I think BSB is the major hub in sports
Yeah,
racing. What I mean, it's really easy. No, I'm not gonna say easy because nothing's fucking easy in racing. Let's just be honest. But it's more feasible to for America to go to BSB, right? Because it's like a
Yeah,
7 hour flight, yada yada yada. All the tracks are close by. You wouldn't have to have as big as a budget to go to World Superbike or ASBK or
yeah.
anywhere else because of that. Um, BSB is just amazing. I can't stop saying it. I tell everybody all the time, BSB. And listen, you guys can go to Bennett'sBritishSuperbikes.com and watch it for free. I tell everybody all the time, it's free. How could you not love free? When I mean free, Floris, you know this. Everybody listening to this, so that's going to listen. There's no such thing as free. Absolutely not. Not in today's
No.
age. If they say it's free, oh, well, you got to pay shipping. Well, then it ain't fucking free, right? Free
Yeah,
is
it's true.
free.
Yeah,
So BSB is free.
yeah,
Bennett'sBritishSuperbikes.com. Thank me later. There's no racing this weekend, but when it does, just look at the calendar. It'll tell you when the next race is.
yeah.
As all you
Two
do is
weeks.
scroll down. Yeah, there you go. Scroll down, and I'll have a yellow live tab on it. And you hit that yellow live tab, and guess what? Welcome to one of the greatest shows on earth. Absolutely. And you guys are racing at not Alton.
Yeah, we did. We did it 2 times this year.
I'm saying the next round coming up is
Snare
Snetterton. That's
Yeah.
right. I was actually because I just pulled it up, folks. There it is. Bennett'sBritishSuperbike.com. Um yeah, Snetterton. So have you been to Snetterton before?
Yeah, so I've been to every track. We only still need to do Cutwall, Truxton, and Brands Hatch, and those are the only few tracks I've never been on before. So I'm gonna do Snarleton, and then after that I'm gonna do track day and Brands Hatch to learn the track for the week after that. To get a little bit of an advantage already, but probably not even an advantage. It's just to get to know the track already, to see how tarmac and everything is, to know how
Yeah.
the corners feel.
Well, I can't wait to hear what your thoughts of when you first ride Cadwell Park. I can't wait to get that text where you're like, holy shit, dude. This is mental.
Well,
Uh
I know we've got a track here in Belgium, and then so on Catwall you go up, but we've got a corner that goes down really steep, and then so you can cut the corner and jump over it, literally, like you're with two wheels off the ground. And I've done that track once, and I loved it so much because I just keep cutting the corner off and flying over the corner with my stock R3, and you're like on lead angle, just flying over it. It's fucking incredible.
yeah, I bet, man. I see the smile on your face and the energy when you're talking about it. I got to look that track up. So when we end this, you have to
Yeah,
retell me, and I'm a YouTube it for sure. That's yeah, absolutely amazing. I've been to Brands Hatch, right? So on my way home from Cadwell, I got a good mate. I got a bunch of good mates out there, but one of them is Daniel Parker. He's a rider mindset coach. Okay,
yeah,
he actually picked me up in London when I flew in because I left DC, which is like 4 hours from me, and I flew to London. He picked me up, and my first proper English breakfast, right, which is great. Except for the black pudding, guys. I can't. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I'm there. I'm in a new country, Florida. Of course, if my mate's gonna say, "Hey, man, have you tried this?" No. Would you like to? Absolutely. Let me try it. You got to.
yeah.
No, never again. Will never get me with the black pudding again. Absolutely not. No, no.
Uh,
Um, but anyway, that and then I took two trains. When I got to the last train station, I took a cabbie and ended up in my hotel. Uh, but Daniel, he come and stayed with me Saturday through Monday, and then we drove back to his house, and I stayed a couple more days, and then I left. Man, I had the absolute best time in the world there. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
yeah, I
So
mean, the UK is just the best. If, to be fair, I feel more at home when I'm over in the UK than I'm actually feel here back home, which is actually my actual home. but that's just also because I'm know more people and I've just got better friends over in the UK. So it just makes me feel more at home, you know. And that's why I always love going back to the UK just to see my friends and be in a great atmosphere on the track with great people, you know, trying my hardest to get where I want,
Yep.
and to show my actual self. Um, that's why I just love the UK.
Oh, you will, dude. Floris, trust me, you will absolutely. So, what made you guys pick the Kawasaki team you're with? The Rocket.
Uh, oh, I started last year or so. My engine broke down in Oldham Park for the first time when we got there in the first practice. Um, and I was actually the only one with this other girl who was riding a junior super sport on the R3, and the rest were all on the 400. And no one really had an engine or an extra spare one for me. So we went just to people to try to sort a bike so we can borrow that. And then I got in touch with Leon Haslam, um, and spoke about borrowing a bike or even hire a bike for the next round. And yeah, then we started talking about next year. And he asked me what I was gonna do next year, and then we just somewhat talked about it. Then it was a bit silence after that for a couple of months. Um, you know, trying to sort out the sponsors at home and things, which were a bit hard. And then we finally sorted it. And then in December, I think I signed a contract with them. And yeah, I hope to stay as long as possible with them, also for in the future. But yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah, dude, Leon. All right. My man, dude, that was rough there for a minute. Listen, Leon's an absolute legend, dude. Rocket Ron, his dad, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, it's
Yeah, so yeah, we were in Spain for the first time, or for me the second time riding on the bike, and also the first time with the team. And Ron was there too, and he was riding with us. And it's actually so well, it's incredible how fast he still is. To be fair, like it's actually pretty mental. It's, like,
uh,
it's really funny to see too. Like he's got like a totally different riding style than us, and he just rides in the old school style. And he comes from the outside, overtaking you. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
he does. You're right. It's because he grew up on dragging elbows wasn't a thing back then, right? I mean, so
Yeah,
it's
no.
it's different. It's like you look at Mick doing on a 500, and then you look at somebody now, you're like, there's no way that would work right now. Like
Yeah,
he was more motocross, the bike more bent down
yeah,
than anything. Yeah, man. So Leon was one of the only ones that I didn't get a chance to meet at Cadwell. And every time I try to catch him, he was on that scooter with his wife on the back, and they were just like zoom, 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 right? And then I got a good mate of mine, Dave Neal, Off Track Podcast. You guys go check out
yeah,
his podcast. Dave Neal is absolutely brilliant. Good mate of mine. Got me in with the Kawasaki team, and they got me grid walk, dude. That's how I got on the grid, dude. It was absolutely, dude, the best time I ever had in my life. But anyway, I see Leon, and I'm like, I'm gonna go say hi to Leon, right? Like this is my opportunity. And I took like a half a step, and I stopped. And his concentration on his face, like he was just in this different mode,
yeah.
right? So I
No.
was like, you know what? I'm not going to meet Leon right now. I'm just going to keep on going. But I did look at Ron and go like this, and Ron looked at me and nodded his head. So that's good for me right now, right? Yeah, I would have loved to sat down and had a chat with Leon because I'm a huge fan of
Yeah, he's
him.
great. Yeah,
He's
he's great.
absolutely is an amazing guy, man. And man, that's cool, dude. You're friends with a lot of my friends, man. How awesome
Yeah.
is that, dude? That's good stuff, man. So listen, Floris, 2023 season, you was in IDM, right? And then now you're in BSB this year.
No, I was in BSB also last year.
Okay, that's right. Last
Yeah,
year on the R3. That's right. That's right.
yeah,
So second season in. going into this season, do you do you have any? Excuse me. Woosah. Do you have any uh certain expectations going into this season of yourself?
Mm, no, not really. For me, the important thing is to have fun again and enjoy riding because I kind of lost my motivation last year and didn't really enjoy riding anymore. So for me, the most important thing is just to have fun and enjoy riding again. And when I do that, I got that feeling. Then everything just you know
Clicks.
clicks again.
I love it, man. I love it, dude. So, how do you? Let me ask you this, Floris. What having fun, of course, is the most important thing on riding. But how do you uh mentally approach a weekend, a race weekend coming up? Right? How do you mentally prepare for that? And do you have any like superstitions to get ready for the race? Say it's an hour before go time, right? Tire warmers are on. You're sitting down. Do you listen to music? Do you do push-ups? Do you do a bunch of stretches? Left boot on before your right boot? Anything like that?
Mm, no, I'll go sit on my own in the if the van is close to the lorry, then I'll sit in my van for like half an hour on my own, just to get my head off everything and just to be on my own. Then I'll go back to the lorry, get changed, um, and then probably just chat with my dad, uh, mechanic or my team manager is always there. Um, and yeah, and then when I get ready and have my helmet on, I always put my right glove on first and then the left one. That's I somehow I always do that. Don't know why. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I got
Not really special to be fair.
I asked that question because everybody's got their own particular
Yeah,
way that they do it. And to me, it's interesting, right? Because everybody's got their own way they get in their Zen mode as they're preparing for battle. And I always call it like I compare it to like it's like the 300, the Spartans going against 10,000 Persians,
yeah.
right? So when I mean 300, it's you and your team versus the 10,000 other people out there, right? There's not really 10,000, but you know what I mean. Um, it's interesting to get different perspectives because everybody again does it different. And my buddy Nolan Lampkin out here, I asked him, he's like, "No, I don't have any superstition. The only thing I do is I wear my socks inside out." And I was like, "Why do you wear your socks inside out?" He's like, "Because you know when you have them on normally with the
Yeah.
seam in the front where they sew them, it gets in your toes and it bothers me." And I was like, "Dude, it does me too." So since then, I started wearing my socks inside out. So that's just what I do now, right? I'm an inside out sock wearer. So yeah, you guys should try it, man, for real. Um, I was at work, Floris, and my buddy looks down. He's like, "Did you know your socks are inside out?" I was like, "Absolutely. I wear them like that all the time. Like you should try it.
It's a
It's
pretty
cool."
good idea to be fair. And
Yeah,
it stops making you annoyed.
yeah. That Floris, you should try it for real.
Mhm.
So preparing for battle as the weekend's going on. How do you, if things are not going your way, how do you mentally push that back and still motivate yourself and still try to have fun?
Stop expecting things. That's pretty much why I do. So when something doesn't go the way I want, I just stop expecting. Um, Go to my team manager and talk about with him to see how I can do things or what I need to change for the next session or next race. Yeah, and then I'll go on a race, try to do that, and then if it goes better, yeah, then it's above your expectations because you don't expect anything.
Yep.
That's
No,
how just how I do it.
I love it. That's a great answer too, man. But what I was going to say before too is Brands Hatch. I've been there with my buddy Daniel when we left Cadwell, because he lives in, I don't want to fuck this up, Kent, I think, or his parents live in Kent. And he lives right next to it. Anyway, we had to pass Brands Hatch, and you could not do this here in America, right? Like, but he's like, "Hey, we're gonna make a pit stop. Brands Hatch. I was like, no way, dude. Hell yeah, let's go. So we pull up in there. We pull up to the guard shack, dude. And Daniel rolls down the window. He's like, hey, mate, this is my buddy from America. I just want to show him the track. Is it okay if we go in? He's like, yeah, just don't do a lap on the track. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way in America you pull up to the track and be like, yo, my mate's back from the UK. I want to show him around. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Hell no. Nah. It was absolute, dude. Brands Hatch is wide. I was like, especially compared to Cadwell Park, everything's wide.
Yeah, I know.
Cadwell's like a sidewalk. Brands Hatch is like a proper track, right? That's how I
Yeah.
compare the two. It's man, it was awesome. We actually got to go. I stood on the podium. I got some pictures on the podium, and then we went to the back side of the track. I guess where the lower section where more pits is. We went back behind where the main garages are and all that. Dude, it was absolutely amazing, man. Brands Hatch is
Yeah, we
it's
have the
proper
same
stuff.
over here. So when you go to TTS, and you can just go in whenever you want. If there's cars or bikes racing, or a track day for bikes or cars, you can just go in without even paying or anything. You just say hi. You go underneath a tunnel, and you can watch whatever you want. You can go in pit boxes and everything. Like, it's really open.
Yeah, not yeah. So here in America, in America, Floris, like we have an open pit policy. Okay. Meaning that everything's wide open. Like we're literally, you got Jake Gagne and the Attack Yamaha boys with their, you guys call them lorries, but the semi
Yeah,
trucks, right? With the big
yeah,
trailers, with the big tents coming out, with the little like movie theater line, right? That
yeah,
you got to follow, right? That keeps you away from the garage, but you're only literally like 5 feet away from the bike, 6 feet away as they're working on it, right? So
yeah,
it's an open pit policy. You don't have to have a special pass or got to know somebody to meet anybody, right? You do got to have, like, if you were to ride your, let's say you had a little Honda Grom or a little 50 or whatever, you wanted to ride around the pits, you got to get a pit pass. It's like $50 or whatever it is, and then you can ride through there. But if you didn't have one, you can walk through there. It's not an issue. Whereas when I go to MotoGP, if you really want to meet the riders in MotoGP, you got to buy the pit pass, and they're like
yeah,
$350 for the pit pass, right?
yeah,
Um, but that's a guaranteed way to meet them, right? I've never been to a World Superbike race, um, so I don't know if they have an open pit policy. And one thing that's cool too about Moto America is every competitor racing in Moto America, they got to do the fan walk with the fans. So they have to go out and
oh, yeah,
set up and put out posters and stickers and blah 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 blah, which is great. And then they let all the fans on the cold pit side of the wall, not the hot pit, right? And then everybody can go up and meet whoever you want, get pictures and all
yeah.
that cool
We have
stuff.
the same with BSB, so we call it the pit walk. And then, as you say, they just set everything up in front of the garage, and then it's like an hour that you can walk through, and you can get a signature or meet the riders, or and get a picture with them. Like, it's really open. But as when it come, yeah, I think World Superbike has the same though. Yeah. So when I went to World Superbikes 3 times, 2 times in Assen and 1 time in Donington, and at Assen you could go ahead like also pit walk as you have in BSB. Don't know, not well. No, I don't think we had it at Donington. Well, I know for sure we had it at Assen, where you can just go up and do the pit walk and get signatures from all different kind of riders. Because one of my best friends who rides World Super Sport 300 also always sends me a picture of himself sitting there and then just doing his thing.
That's awesome. I got a good mate that races in World Super Sport, Luke Power. Big shout out to Luke Power. Yeah, man, it's World Superbike. I always wanted to. One day I will make a World Superbike appearance for sure. But my
Yeah,
main goal, man, again, is I'm coming back to BSB in 2025. I want to do the round before Cadwell and Cadwell, or the round right after Cadwell, right? Because they're basically about 2 week period between
yeah,
either or races. Um, in the TT. The TT is absolutely 110% on my bucket list. I want to do that. I'd love to go to Oliver's Mount, the Northwest 200. Um, yeah, all that. Scaries. I want to go to the Macau. I want to do it all, right? Like,
Yeah.
but if I had to choose just one, let's say I could, they're like, okay, you can only do one. Which one are you going to? The TT, hands down. And that's a fact. 100%.
For me, it will be North and West, I think.
Northwest 200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the
Yes.
Northwest 200 starts out like a proper motorcycle race, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, uh, I've seen the roads. So Adam is from Northern Ireland, and North and West is in Northern Ireland. And I've seen one of the old tracks from a race which doesn't ride anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I forgot the name.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it too. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't think
Yeah.
of the name.
So that race of the year they got banned, but we did ride the track on with the car, and then you just see wow, absolutely, even that's more mental than TT because I know that the top speed is even higher on that track than it was on TT in average, but it's fucking mental.
Yeah.
And I know how the North and West or the Northern Ireland roads are, so that's why I would choose from North and West. Because it's always been a dream since last year to do that. So, and then maybe after I did North and West, maybe in the future I'll do TT. But you need to get some experience to to do the TT before that.
100%, man. Listen, the TT, and you're right, the Northwest, dude, any of those road races are
Yeah,
just, listen, a whole nother level. It's the most beautiful thing. And I tell people that's the most beautiful thing you're ever going to see in your life, for real. I mean, dude, to watch Michael Dunlop or Peter Hickman, dude, just,
yeah,
you're like, you fucking got to be kidding me, right? There's no way this is real. This has got to be a video game. It is not a video game, right?
yeah,
But yeah, so next year I'm definitely going to come back to
yeah. I'll probably go. Well, I'm going to North and West to watch next year. Then
okay.
maybe, or I hope to go to TT too, but I'm not sure. But I know for sure that I'll go to North and West just to watch and see how the track is too. For the
Yeah.
future when I go right there.
I'm definitely going to be in the UK next year. As far as the TT, I don't think I'm going to be able to money wise make both trips, right? And the thing about the
Yeah,
TT is like you got to set up in a year in advance. Like people, as soon as it got done, there's people already making bookings for next year, right?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and teams. A lot of people don't realize like once the day the TT stops, dude, the teams are already working on next year. Everybody's already working on next year. The whole Isle of Man is working on
Yeah,
it. It's such a huge event that people don't realize they got to communicate with the people that own the houses and the grocery stores and when you can leave the house and when you can't and the police and dude, it's such a huge event that takes place and it's yeah again if you guys
yeah.
haven't
Well, I mean, they ride 2 times on TT. So you got TT out of Man, and then you got the Monks Grand Prix,
the Mannix Grand
and
Prix.
that's also the like with the older bikes and different classes. That's like the step up class to the TT itself.
It is.
Um,
I got to make that races at Adam Bauer. Big shout out to Adam Bauer out here in the United States. Absolute legend.
yeah, so that's more like a step up to the TT itself to get to know the track and things. Because my mechanic used to race the Monks, and he told me everything about it. It's really interesting to know it. And even Ron did TT too.
Nope.
So yeah, them. You hear them little stories about it. It's really fun to hear all of it. It's really fun.
It's mental. It's the most beautiful thing. Again, I can't stop saying that, Floris. It is. It's the most beautiful thing you're ever gonna see. It's and you guys that do it or that want to do it is just there's two type of legends in this world, and you guys are absolutely above the other legends as far as short circuit racing goes, right?
Yeah,
Like I think that it would be more difficult for somebody that just races open roads to go to, let's say a short circuit and do really, really well. Times are
Yeah.
changing now, right? Peter Hickman's doing good too, right? Josh Brooks and all that. But I think it would be easier for somebody from, let's say, MotoGP, if they had the kahunas to actually do it, to come to the TT and do it, right? Um, and be halfway decent at it, I think, right? Imagine Pecno Bagnaya at the TT.
I think they'll be too afraid to be fair.
Of course they would, Floris. 110% they
I
would. There ain't
mean,
no way they're doing it.
I think, I mean, if you do it for a long time, like Peter Hickman, or
Legend.
Michael Dunlop, but they won't. I think they'll still be scared, but not like people or new or people that comes from short racing, for short track racing, and then if you put a MotoGP rider or something on a track like that, I think it's more dangerous than to put someone from VSB because the tracks are a bit more gnarlier than the MotoGP tracks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. MotoGP tracks are, I mean, you've ridden on one.
Yeah,
Austria and Assen, right? So yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It's
yeah. It's, the difference is too big, I think. And then you see the tracks, like Knuckle or something. It's really small, and the
tiny.
height difference is
Yeah.
mental. And then you go to, well, I mean, Austria was also pretty different from other tracks in Europe, but if you go like Assen, everything's straight. There are no height difference and nothing. And then if you put someone like that on a TT track or a North and West, I think they'll put themselves more in danger than someone who rides PSB or tracks where the height difference is common.
No, I mean that absolutely makes a lot of sense. And again, they wouldn't. They like the idea of it. And you've seen like Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo show up and do a parade lap, and they're like, "Holy shit, you guys are fucking nuts!" Right? Like
Yeah,
when they actually get there and they see it. Well, yeah, it's dude, I commend you, man, to wanting to do the TT. Like I would do the TT, right? But I'm not gonna listen. If I did the TT, I'm doing 60, 70%, enjoying it, doing my little whatever couple laps. I did it. Yes, let's go. But you guys that do 110% pushing it is just, yeah, the
yeah.
greatest legends of all.
I think if you start riding on TT, you should never be riding 110% because it's too dangerous.
It
Because
is.
like every mistake can be the end of your own life, and
Yeah.
I think the more experience you get on the TT itself, the more risk you can take because you know what you can expect. Um,
No, 100%. And
yeah,
that, the public roads always change too, right?
yeah,
The public roads are always changing. The tree you used to use as a braking marker. Let's say somebody cut it down. Now that tree's not there no more. Now you're like, fuck, I got to find a new braking marker, right?
yeah,
There's so much that goes into it. But yeah, you're right. Man, Flores, bro, I can't wait, dude. If you ever make it there, that's gonna be
yeah. I think
absolutely
that'll be fun.
mental, man. Yes, dude. Let's go.
Yeah,
So 2024, we're getting towards the end of the season's end in October. So we're about halfway through the season now, a little bit more. Um, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I tell all my friends that race, well, whatever vision you have, whatever goal you want, man, I hope you achieve that 18 times over. And you got this guy right here in America that's gonna be cheering you all the way through, right? So absolutely amazing. I applaud you. That good
thank
stuff,
you so
dude.
much, man.
Good stuff. Listen, we're an hour into this, and I told you it's gonna go by super quick.
Yeah,
Right? Didn't I told you that? I was like, dude, this hour's gonna
you
go by
told me.
like boom. Well, listen, uh, I want to get into my favorite part of the interview, Floris, where I get to know Floris on a personal level,
Let's
like
go.
Jake and Chloe and everybody else knows you, but we don't, right? So let's get into this. Let me start off by asking this, man. Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. What are they?
You wanna? Oh, well, I don't know if I can see it. But I've got this one
I like it.
here, and I've got here. So the same roses, but it says family.
I love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it, man. I got I got my Ducati one because I've always been a Ducati nerd since I was a little kid. When I first seen one, I was like, dude, that's the most beautiful woman. And then I got my Marco Simicelli one right
Oh,
here.
that's sick.
You know, it's yeah, dude. This one's my favorite one for sure. It's badass. And
Yeah,
it's
it
big.
looks
Obviously,
sick.
you can tell it's as big as my freaking forearm. Um, it is. And then I got I got a Valentino Rossi sun on my back. It's about this big, right in between my
Gee,
shoulder. But yeah. Um, and then I got two other ones that I'm going to get covered up, so I'm not going to show those at all. Uh, but yeah, dude, I love tattoos. Tattoos are
yeah,
absolutely
same.
soothing, right? It's
Yeah, I
kind of like
know.
a therapy session, really.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it's more. Yeah, yeah, kind of is. You like, you get to talk to people, to the person who gets you tatted. But when I was getting tatted, I almost fell asleep because I got tired.
Yeah,
It was so funny.
it's weird too, man, because it's the one on my back. The worst part about it, like the outline, man. Excuse me, you guys. The outline hurt more than the shading, but that's usually how it goes. But it only really hurt when it was right there in the middle of my spine. Oh my god, I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go, let's just do it and get it done." Right. But my other ones, yeah, it's you sit down, it's therapeutic. You put a little earbud in, and next thing you know, you're out. And he's waking you up. He's like, "Hey man, I told you not to go to sleep, and we're gonna take a break." Okay, sorry about that. I'll try not to next time. And yeah, right
Uh,
back out. Um, so let me ask you this, Floris: what's your worst habit?
Too much sleeping, I think.
Too much sleep.
Yeah, I no, I swear. No, I sometimes, well, not even sometimes anymore because I don't have college anymore because I've got summer break now. Then I just go to sleep at 1 and wake up at 12 or 1 in the afternoon, and then I sleep too much like most of the time, and that's a bad habit of me.
I love it, but you need it. That's when you recharge your batteries, and that's very
Yeah.
important, right? So yeah, that's I love it. 'Cause I sleep too much, man. Yeah, good stuff, man. I love. I sleep too much, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I try to. I try to get as much sleep as I can too, but it's difficult sometimes for sure. Because I get up.
Yeah.
I get up at like 4:15 in the morning because I got to be at work at 6 a.m. and I'll get off to 4:30. So I work 10-hour days, and usually by the time I get home, I make dinner, I take a shower, I might chat for like a second, set up a podcast or ask a question or whatever, and I'm out. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I know all about that. So let me ask you this, man. Tell us something we don't know about you at all, Floris.
um, I'm a pretty quiet guy for myself. So well, it depends on the people, but when I'm in a big group, people see me as a pretty quiet guy. I'm always a listener, just listen to people or what people are saying. But when I'm with people I know on a personal level really good, and if they are really close with me, they see more of a
Your true self.
more hyper guy. I think
Yeah.
like I can be really hyper, but it depends on the people around me.
It depends on the energy you're feeling from
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
100%. So what are you going to school for?
I'm in college now to get 1 degree and then I'll quit. Uh, no, I don't mean. I mean, my parents always wanted me to finish high school and then go into college. And that's it. I guess that's what I'm doing now, just to get this diploma and quit college. And
Yeah.
gonna try to focus on racing every day. To to achieve my dreams and goals
I
and
love it.
to get less distracted from college or any type of thing like that.
What do you work? Do you have a job now, a day job?
No, no, no.
Nice.
I actually need to get one, but I mean, I just sometimes I just chill to be home and do your own thing, go train,
Yeah. Or
just
sleep.
chill in bed, sleep. Don't don't need to wake up at like 7 a.m. in the morning or anything like that.
I hear you, bud. That's awesome. He's like, nope, no 7 a.m. for me, baby, except for race weekends. That's
Yeah,
it. Other than that, absolutely
yeah,
not. Oh, I
yeah.
love it, dude. What What kind of music are you into, Floris?
Oh, everything. I can literally listen to everything. I'm in country music now. One of my favorite things. Now, I listen a lot to Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen's
He's
awesome, is he
he's
not?
he's one of my favorite artists at the moment. He's an absolute beast. He's a
He
legend, so I love it.
I do too,
Uh,
man. It's in the way his country is, it's different than everybody
yeah,
else's, right? It's
yeah,
yeah, Morgan Wallen is the man for sure.
yeah.
So absolutely. So do you have a favorite movie?
Um, yeah, yeah, I do. You know
What?
so it's on Netflix. It's called Hit the Apex. It's about MotoGP.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly
and
what you're talking about.
that's my favorite movie. Like it's
Have-
really interesting. I learned a lot from it.
It is. So have you seen the Doctor, the Texas Tornado, and the Kentucky Kid?
No,
All right, so that's a documentary that uh God damn it, I can't think of the guy's name. His last name's Neil, but he made a documentary on when MotoGP first come back to Laguna Seca in 2005. That whole documentary's on that. It's absolutely
yeah,
amazing. You should check that one out. And then they have Faster. Have you watched Faster?
I think I have. I'm not even sure, but I think I have.
It's a MotoGP documentary, and then they have
Yeah,
Fastest, which is the second part to it. Yeah, they're
yeah.
really good. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I love it. So, let me ask you this: if you could invite any three people to a track day, Floris, any three people I'm talking about in the whole world, whether it's John McGuinness, Valentino Rossi, a movie star, a celebrity, a musician, whoever it is, what three people are you going to invite to your track day?
Oh, jeez, that's hard. Probably Morgan Wallen for the vibe.
All right,
Um,
at least you get good music out of it.
I got some good music. I would say Davy Todd and Mark Marquez.
Nice, dude. Absolutely. I would definitely go with Davy Todd and Morgan Wallen for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Dude, that's awesome. So let me ask you this. If Flores had his own private island, what's the one racetrack would be on your island?
Catmull.
Cadwell?
Yeah.
I love it because that's what I say. That's my answer. Cadwell's going to be
Yeah,
on
I
my
would say
island.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not the other.
100%. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. The one of them I just got done listening to is Stuart Baker. It was a book called The Ragged Edge. It was all about the Isle of Man TT, and I just got done listening to his Valentino Rossi biography.
Yeah.
Do you listen to any audiobooks?
No, not really, to be fair. No,
No. I
no,
love
don't really
audiobooks.
listen.
Well, dude, I've listened to all of Guy Martin's books, and I'm a huge Guy Martin fan, right? But every time I see him in an interview or he's talking, I have no fucking idea what he's talking about. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a couple words I understand. Other than that, I have no idea. He's got his own language, I should say,
Yeah.
right? All his books are really good. Everybody hears me talk about John Hopkins Leather, dude. It's an absolute one of the best biographies you're ever gonna listen to.
Oh, I actually got his book for my birthday. I actually met John Hopkins at Oldham Park and talked to him because my team managers are really, really good friends with him. And he was there with Rory Skinner.
Yep.
Um, so we were walking past, and I was talking with my dad about it while John was talking to my team manager, and my dad said like, "Take a picture, take a picture." I said, "Nah, I'm alright." Then my dad walked up to him and said he wants to take a picture. I said, "All right, let's go then." And then after that, I was talking with John and my team manager. It was pretty alright. He's a nice man.
Oh yeah, I met Hopper a bunch of times. I got the first time I actually okay, I take it back. First time I met him was at Laguna, and then I met him during the COVID years at in Texas, where everybody had to
Yeah.
wear a mask and shit. And that's right when his book come out. And the first thing I said was, I was like, Hopper, bro, dude, I just got done reading your book. It was absolutely fucking mega, dude. And he runs straight up to me and gives me a big old picture. He's like, hell yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And then every year I've been going back, I see him all the time. I'm like, what's up, Hopper? Blah, 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 blah. And we just talk for a minute. And yeah, but I got him to sign my pit pass. So yeah, Hopper is absolutely amazing. But you guys should check out Dude Floris. You need to read the book. I don't read. I do read. I sound like an idiot. I read. No, motorcycle manuals don't count. Cookbooks don't count neither because you got to eat, right? So I hope you can read a cookbook. But as far as reading any other books, the only book that I'm physically reading right now is this book by Andy Ibbett. He's a mate of mine that I had him on the podcast, and he sent me this book right here. And yeah, man, it's absolutely amazing. So thank you, Andy. I really appreciate you. Um, but yeah, you need to check out that Hopper book because you're gonna be like,
Yeah, it's sick.
holy shit, dude, you kidding me right now? Yeah, like, yeah, Hopper's the dude. So let me ask you this: do you have a favorite comedian?
um, no, not really, to be honest. No,
No.
no, not really watch things. Not anymore. Um, I had one, but I forgot his name. He's from back home here. He's really funny. Like his jokes are like out of order, to be fair, but he's like an ADHD guy with autism combined, and it's so
Oh,
funny.
I bet, dude. Yeah, I bet
Yeah,
that is. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, me and you talked about the Outer Banks
yeah.
series on Netflix, right? I actually saved it to my list because I am going to start. I didn't get a chance to start it last night, but I am going to start it today. Is there any other series that you're watching that you could recommend to people besides the Outer Banks for the ninth time?
Well, it's not. So you've got the BSB movies. It's not a series, but you got like different movies from one till six. Um, and I think it's from 29 or 2009 till 2015 or 16, one of the two. But it's really interesting, and I really enjoyed watching that movie because it's about all them like them old school writers who were writing BSB. And it's really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I love anything two wheel racing. Right, I don't care what it is. Let's watch it. I'm game 100%. I got a shit ton of DVD MotoGP BSB. Well, not BSB, but Alaman TT. I got it's ridiculous. Now you can just go on YouTube or download the app and watch it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm not watching something about motorcycle, it's probably about boxing or MMA.
Okay, so we talked about soccer earlier, right? So who's your
Yeah,
favorite soccer player and what's your soccer team?
uh, I would say team is it's a local team in the championship here, which is really big. But it's called AZ, and it's from Alkmaar. That's a place here in the Netherlands. Player will probably Mbappe from
Mbappe's a
France.
beast, dude. Yes,
Um,
Mbappe's a beast, dude.
yeah,
Listen,
I mean,
they
I love France, so that's probably why.
well, I mean, I was gonna say Paris, man. Man, they had a squad, bro. They had Neymar, Mbappe, Messi. I was like, dude, like, if, no, who should show up? Nobody should even show up. Are you kidding me right now? Um, yeah. So, dude, I love Mbappe. I like Neymar Jr.
Yeah,
Of course, Messi, Ronaldo.
yeah,
But
everyone.
Inter Miami's my team here in America.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a pink fanboy, right? So the pink
Oh,
and
I
the
love
black and all
pink.
that. Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
man. I got a pair of shoes that match these dudes. Yeah, fire, baby. Yeah, and I even got pink golf shorts. Yeah, man, I like pink, man. Um, so let me ask you this: what is your cheat meal? Like, what is your absolute favorite cheat meal?
Oh, jeez, you got so many. Uh, I don't know. Probably. A Burger King or something.
Burger. What are you going to order at Burger King? A Whopper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whopper with curled fries and a Coke.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this, Floris: are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
me
I
too.
love it. But
Me too.
even though it's a bit illegal, but still, it tastes
Who
so
says
nice.
it's illegal? It's so good. Yeah, forget that. Dude, you get the pineapple with some jalapenos, you get the sweet
Oh
and the
yeah.
heat. Oh man, that's making me hungry right now. Um, so let me ask you this. Are you a Star Wars guy?
Yeah.
What Star Wars character would you be?
Hmm. Probably Obi-Wan Kenobi or something.
Obi-Wan's the dude, man. I always
Yeah,
I
the
tell
teacher.
everybody, dude, with that and dude, Obi-Wan's kicks so many people's asses in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah,
he
I
to
know.
me, he's like the best, man. Like, yeah. And I watch all this Star Wars shit. I'm a Star Wars nerd, right? So we're
Yeah,
watching the
same.
new Acolyte and the Obi-Wan series was good. Ahsoka, man, yeah, I'm a Bubba Fett. Yeah, I'm definitely a Star Wars nerd. Matter of fact, I pre-ordered the new Star Wars game Outlaws coming out on the PlayStation. That's how much of a nerd I am. So yeah, for sure. So let me ask you this, Floris. Celebrity crush, mate. Who's the celebrity crush?
I'm not. Whoa, I don't even think I have one to be fair.
There's got to be somebody. I got a bunch of them, but um, Scarlett Johansson. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I probably think the girl who plays Sarah Cameron in Outer Banks. I
I haven't
forgot her
started
name.
it yet,
It's oh,
but I will check her out. Yes, because I'm gonna start that today for sure. Absolutely. And it was funny because when me and you talked yesterday, we were texting back and forth,
yeah.
and I told you about Ozark. Did you start that?
No, not yet.
Okay,
No.
dude. The first, listen, the very first episode, you're gonna have to text me after you watch it. You're either gonna be like, "Holy shit, I'm in," or "This is some bullshit. I ain't watching this bullshit." Right? So yeah, it's
No, I'm actually watching uh, something from my childhood. Um, from like when I was like young. I'm watching the Ninja Go Back.
oh
Like I'm
okay,
rewatching the series. It's just so fun.
yeah. No, me and my son last night watched a couple episodes of One Piece because they put One Piece out on Netflix. He's like, "Oh my god, Dad, we gotta watch One Piece." I was like, "I'm gonna give you a One Piece." What are you talking about now? Yeah, absolutely. I'm just playing. I don't beat my son. Everybody knows my son is my everything. So, um, let me ask you this, dude. Are you a PlayStation or Xbox guy?
No, I'm a PlayStation guy.
Me
I
too,
love
man.
the PlayStation.
What's in the console right now,
Assassin's Creed,
dude? Bro, I love. Which one?
Valhalla.
Dude, listen, I'm real close to beating Valhalla. Like I'm real close to. Um, that's good, dude. My favorite. So let me ask you this: which one's been your favorite Assassin's Creed games?
Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, so I haven't. This is the first one I actually bought on my own PlayStation,
Okay, okay.
but I used to play three different ones on the old PlayStation from my old friend when I always was at home with him or at his house. But I think it's the one with the pirates. But I'm
Black
not sure.
Flag.
Like
Yeah,
one of the first ones. Like
yeah,
that one was so good.
yeah. The Enzo was, I think, the first one, if I'm not mistaken. That in Italy, it was really good. I listen. To me, one of my favorite ones is Odyssey because you're the Spartan and the whole thing,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
That was really good. Um, Mirage is okay. I'm about halfway done with it, but dude, Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins to me is one of my favorites. That's the one where it's either you're back out there in Egypt. Um, that
Oh
was a
yeah,
really
that
good
one.
one.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
played that one
yeah.
also before. That one is also really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're coming out with a new one that I'm gonna get. Shadows, I think it's called.
Yeah.
That one looks really good too. But I always love the Assassin's Creed
Yes,
franchise.
so
It's
good. Yeah.
so I'm playing right now. I beat The Last of Us Part One, which was absolutely one of the best games I played. That Last of Us, I highly recommend it. Um, Great fucking game. Uh, just had a brain fart. Red Dead 2. That's what I'm currently playing right now. It's Red Dead 2, man. I just started it and kind of put it because that come out and then Odyssey come out. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm playing Odyssey. Forget Red Dead, right? So I had like 200 some hours in Odyssey. Um, and then once I beat uh The Last of Us Part One, I was like on my PlayStation Plus, because I do have that, it was free. So I was like, you know what? I'm waiting for the new Star Wars game to come out. I'm waiting for the new Assassin's Creed game. I'm gonna go on and jump on this Red Dead. So that's what I've been playing. Besides Rod 5. Because I play the
Yeah.
shit out of
So
that too.
I mean, I play Warzone,
Yep.
then Assassin's Creed, Right 4, the new MotoGP game, and sometimes a bit of Fortnite, but that's not much anymore. I used to grind out every day. Like I used to play Fortnite like 24/7. I got like more than 2,000 hours in that game,
Bro, dude.
and
Flores. Bro, my son, god damn it, dude. From the time he wakes up, he's in there fucking Dad, I need some V-Bucks. What can I do for chores to get some V-Bucks? I need V-Bucks. I'm like, you can clean the bathroom, you can vacuum the house, this and that. But it's like, oh, every time I turn around, Floris is, and I love Rossi, I love you more than anything. You know, you're my mini me, 100%. And he's the whole reason why I do this podcast, Floris. He's the main reason why I do this podcast. So one day when I'm not here anymore, he can always go back and see me and listen to me and all that good stuff. But anyway, it's Daddy, they just got this new axe out. Ooh, there's this new skin that come out. Ooh, Daddy, I gotta, and it's like, bro, the guys that created this game are billionaires by now, because I know I spent a shit ton on it already. So yeah,
yeah, same.
I feel you on the Fortnite though. Like I try to play it. Like I don't. I play the mode where you don't have to build shit. Like that's what kind of
No,
threw me
yeah,
off the game.
yeah,
I'm like, what? I don't want to build nothing. I'm just trying to knock your head off. Bop, 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 right? Like, yeah, good
yeah.
stuff, man.
That's why I like Call of Duty more. So the new Warzone is a bit shit, but the first one when it came out, that was the best one ever. Put so many hours in that, and I was actually really good at it too. And then so they removed the whole Warzone thing, and then the new one came out and it was horrendous, and it still is.
And Warzone you can download for free, right?
Yeah, it's free. Yeah,
And you play that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I also play the multiplayer one, the normal call, but I don't have the PS Plus anymore, so I need to get that soon again so I can play some multiplayer again.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. That's one thing I need to do is I guess download Warzone. I was playing Apex there for a while.
Well, I'm playing. I just started playing again.
Yeah. Well, dude, listen, after this, we're gonna have to exchange gamer tags and we'll have to
Yeah,
jump on there and play for sure.
yeah, we will, man.
100% we will. Listen, man, dude, this has been a lot of fun. We're approaching an hour and 25 minutes on this. I told you we're gonna have a lot of fun. And listen, I'm gonna ask you one more question. Uh and then we'll do all our shouts outs and all that good stuff. But let me ask you this, dude. If you could choose one superpower in the world, Floris, what superpower would you choose?
Probably to be invisible.
Invisible. That's the first time I got that answer.
Yeah, you can just go and watch everything and everywhere you want without getting seen and shit.
Dude, that'd
Can
be,
do
yeah.
whatever you want.
You sneak on any plane, go anywhere in the world for
Yeah,
free,
yeah,
and just become invisible. Be like, what are you talking about? I've been here
yeah,
the whole time. Where the fuck you been? What are you
yeah.
talking about?
Exactly.
What are you talking about? Well, listen, Floris, this has been an absolute proper mega time. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to have you
Yeah,
on the
you're welcome.
podcast. But before we get off here, you guys stay tuned because there's going to be a part 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, and 6 and 7 and all that good stuff. But Floris, tell everybody where they can find you on social medias, when your next track event is, so everybody can stop by and show you all the love and support.
Well, my social media is Instagram is Floris Schippar 96, um, and Facebook the same. And then the next event is in 2 weeks at Snetterton, at the BSB.
I
It's
love it. So you guys show up. When you do, go by, say hi to Floris and everybody there and their Roki Kawasaki team because they're all proper mega. Floris, you're an absolute legend. And thank you again for coming on this podcast. I
Yeah.
had an
Thank you for
absolute
having me.
no, that listen, the honor's all mine. But before I get off here, big shout out to Bison again, bisontrack.com. You guys go there, send me a message. I'll send you a discount code. Big shout out to R&D Racing. My mate Jake Marsh, he has a club, Club 45. Do you have a club yet, Flores?
No, not yet,
All right. We
but
need to
still,
get you a club going.
every bit of money is always welcome.
Yeah, right. Exactly. This is why we need to get you a club going, man. But we'll talk about that. Big shout out, Jake Marsh, RD Racing, KO Walker. Listen, that whole team full of nothing but legends. So go give them love when you guys go show up and see Flores. Go say hi to my man Jake, Cameron Frazier. Man, there's so many of my mates out there. Just go by and say hi to everybody. But big shout out to Jake Marsh. He has a club, Club 45. Go sign up. Big shout out to Martin at the Clothing Kings. He makes my merch out there in the UK. You can go to clothingkings.co.uk and get any Pendergast merch. So big shout out to him. And that's somebody you can get with to make you some merch too, buddy, Flores. But we'll talk about that
Sounds
too.
good, man.
Big shout out to Chef Eats. Everybody in America knows exactly who Chef Eats is. And if you're not on board, go to chefeats.com, sign up, get those the most amazing meals you're gonna get. And the cool thing is you order them, they ship them to your house, you put them directly in your cooler, your freezer, and your SUV, wherever you racetrack you're going to. All you gotta have is a microwave. That's it. You don't have to bring a grill, charcoal, raw meats, none of that. You just throw them in the microwave. Florists are absolutely amazing. They really are. They're absolutely amazing. Chefeast.com. Tell them Pendergast sent you. Big shout out to SFL Mini GP. You guys already know the deal. Big shout out to my man Juju in the British Talent Cup. Vet 2 track. Any of my vets out there that want to be involved at the track or just be with like minded people with all the love, hit up Vet 2 track. Great organization. And anybody that needs the best custom bodywork made, Ghetto Customs is the guys you want to go see. So go to Ghetto Custom, reach out to them to get the most proper bodywork absolutely on the planet. One last shout out is man. So I got it with this guy here, Flores. When I was in Road America, it's called Flying
Yeah.
Eyes Optics, and I talk about these sunglasses all the time. This is not a paid advertisement, okay, for real. If I didn't believe in these, like we wouldn't be having this conversation. But these right here, you wear glasses, I wear glasses,
Yeah.
Flores, right? But I got my
Yeah.
contacts in now. But so there's some times when I don't have a dark visor and the sun's shining like hell. So
Yeah.
we put our sunglasses on underneath our helmets, right? But these arms right here, like, and they're so light, they're made to go up underneath your helmet, whatever helmet you choose to wear. Okay. And they're so comfortable. I forget I even have them on half the time. And my wife, like, we went to the pool yesterday, and my wife's best friend was like, "Dude, those are awesome glasses." I was like, "Dude, check these out." She's like, "Holy shit, they are so light." And she puts them on. She's like, can I have these?" I said, "No, you cannot, but you can go to Flying Eyes Optics and use the discount code PENDEGAS10 and get 10% off of whatever ones they have. They got many styles, many variations, and you can get them in prescription lenses too as well. But these things, I take them out with me all the time. And when people see me, I'm like, "Here, try these on. Take them, wear them for 30 minutes. Come back, tell me what you think." And yeah, man, absolutely amazing. But listen, everybody, this has been an absolute honor to sit down with my man Floris. Uh, thank you guys so much that watched and commented during this podcast. This episode will be out on everywhere but Apple. I'm not on Apple yet, but I'm this close to being there. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, Floris. Is there anything else you want to say before we get off here?
Uh, no, just be yourself and enjoy life.
Absolutely. Great advice. And I always say this is none of us are strangers. We're just friends that haven't met yet. And I have one challenge for everybody listening to this podcast, whether you're listening to it live or you're going to go back and re-listen to it. Do me a favor. We're so busy day to day in our lives. take 1 to 2 minutes and stop doing what you're doing every day and live in that moment. Live in the moment. Okay. Thank you guys so much. You guys already know who I am and the absolute legend, Floris Schippar. Thank you so much, mate.